The bears keep failing to take stock prices lower. The bulls filled the overnight gap. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of the week ahead, as well as some really solid setups that I'm looking at in the market. But first, I want to give you just a quick update of the challenge account. We're at $8,800. We have Apple calls, Tesla calls, TLT calls. Those are probably not going to pay out. But we have Unity Software, Grab, Neo. We're still long and strong in those two stocks. And then some really good setups I've been talking about here in the Discord. You can join if you are interested in just getting all these plays for free, as well as my entries and exits. But we're in Apple calls, Unity calls, still in those Tesla calls, and then obviously Grab. Have a small little bet here on Place, and then we've been buying the dip on Baba. Obviously UNH, which United Healthcare, is just looking really solid after those insider buys. But without further ado, let's just look at the overall market and how it traded today. Obviously, we had this really big gap down after the downgrade, but then you can see the price rallied about 1.25% from the open. I bought SPY calls once we reclaimed this 590 and was able to get 108% return on 0-day expiration SPY calls. Once you see that gap start to push into it, and on this amount of volume that you saw here at open, and really the Moody's downgrade is really like, it's almost like soft data, right? It's just like an opinion in a way. Fitch and S&P already downgraded U.S. credit back in 2011 and 2008. And, you know, obviously there's compliance rules with certain pension funds and other funds that are required to hold AAA securities. But overall, it was somewhat of like a nothing burger in a way. It is a lagging indicator, as Besant said over the weekend. And ultimately, SPY just pushed over 590, reclaimed it. This is really the battleground line, right? If we are breaking below this, it is time to get short. But if we break and hold above, you just keep buying all the dips in the market, because we are more than likely going to push to 600 and then even potentially all the way back up to all-time highs. And then we have this little sneaky bear gap that was formed back in the middle of February. I do think at some point we're going to come back up there and test it. Honestly, there's a really solid chance we're just going to push to all-time highs because of how much stimulus, how much we sold off. This creates a ton of energy in the market, and now you're having this V-shape recovery, as well as VIX actually jumped up today from this 17 level. It came back down, bounced from that level. We could certainly bounce a bit more and the market could sell a little bit, but nevertheless, even if there is a pullback below 590, you got Trump and trade deals ahead, as well as tax cut and then potentially raising the debt ceiling. So still really bullish on the overall market. 590, you just want to buy the dip on that. And then let's take a look at Apple, then we'll go into Unity, which I'm really bullish on, and I'll explain the reasoning behind that. Apple right now is more of a technical setup. We actually had this bear gap that was formed, and then we bull gapped over it and created an island bottom. So once we had that gap up on the China-US trade deal, we formed this bull gap, but there was already a bear gap. So we gapped over it, and then we filled this previous bear gap from May 1st to May 2nd. And then we came back down, filled this bear gap, and now we're starting to bounce from that level again. This 206.50 level is a pretty decent support zone. We failed to fill the overnight gap today, but nevertheless, I do think that this price action is bullish because we did break out of this downtrend, right? So we broke out over here, broke back down. This was a false breakout, but then this was a false breakdown as we push back higher. So I really like how Apple is looking right now. It's even kind of like almost like a head and shoulders in a way. So we'll see if we can push over 213.64. That's a key level that we've rejected from this previous bear gap. But I'm really looking for this to break, start filling into this gap to 220, and then 225 is my profit target. And most of my position is for June 20th. I have 215 and 220 calls also for August. But I do expect this move to probably play out a bit sooner in the next couple weeks. I'm hoping that it can play out this week. I hope we can get over that 213.64 level. This downgrade really hurt me on some of my positions in the challenge portfolio because I have 523 dates. So bullish on Apple. Let's take a look at Tesla. Then I'm going to go to Unity. Unity's like a new play that we just recently entered into and actually caught over 100% already on Friday. Took some profit out and bought back in today. But looking at Tesla, obviously we have this June robo-taxi event that's going to be announced. There's a lot of improvement and progress on Optimus. And then Tesla had this little breakdown, bear gap, just like every other stock, started to push up to it. Couldn't fill as well. Like Tesla and Apple were the ones that just couldn't break into their gap. Every other Mag 7 turned green. But still bullish on Tesla. It's probably just taking a breather here. It's up like 40% in the last month or so. It is consolidating. I still think that 360 level is going to be tested at some point. I'm holding 320 calls for July, so I'm kind of sitting pretty in profit over 200% on those and just waiting to see this move play out, and then I'll probably start taking some profit as we get to 360 and even potentially 375 to 380 on an extended move that would likely happen in June. Unity, this one, it's like a gaming software company, but this is mostly a technical play for me, as well as you have Roaring Kitty, who was really big on GameStop. He made hundreds of millions of dollars on GameStop. He was like one of the first people on it, but he has been tweeting like hieroglyphics on Twitter about, it's a secret message that Unity is his next stock, but it's pretty obvious that he's in it. There's like, I think 3 or 4 million in net call premium for June, and then there's a bunch of calls for December and January. Those are mostly from 25 to 30 strikes. So I think that Unity, it has this like flip point at 24.36. If we can break over that level, it's going to be strong confirmation for a move to 28.47. As you can see, that area is a decent level of resistance. And I'll start to take profit on these calls, right? Because I have June contracts as well as August. And yeah, June and August. But we had a really nice pump on Friday, right? We had like this 9 or 10% move, and we just had to take profit. When you have a move like that on a ton of volume into the end of the day, you might as well just take some profit out because there's a pretty high chance you'll be able to get a better entry the next trading day. As premiums are pumping in that whole move, there's a lot of volume, a lot of interest. The IV starts to spike. You might as well just take profit because even if price opened up here and it just chopped all day, it would probably destroy the premium on those contracts anyway. And so you could just re-enter and buy back the same position for cheaper. So you might as well just take profit out when you see a move like this playing out. But nevertheless, we broke back down, and I actually started buying some calls throughout the day because I saw that volume was really high. So there's still a lot of interest on this stock. Like you see how low volume was for a period of time. And then you started to see this spike on Friday. And then we opened up with like a decent amount of volume. And you started to see that volume starting to pick up here again. And then we pushed into the end of the day. This is where we opened. Couldn't get back into the gap. So similar story on Unity. But we did reclaim both of these sneaky little trend lines that I draw here. It's like around $22.07 is what we needed to hold today. And we got that close. So we're still technically in a breakout here. This might have been considered a retest, right? So you have people who took profit, panicked, they entered in here, try to exit really quickly. And then now you have the people who are in for the long haul buying the stock here on this retest. And hopefully we can get that move to 24.36. Hopefully this week, probably take some profit on some of those June calls and then maybe even see a move to 28 or even this extended move at $33 over the next month. So really exciting. There's a lot of plays going on. Obviously, a lot of people are in United Healthcare, had a really strong dip buy with insiders buying like 25 million shares, I believe, the stock, or $25 million worth of the stock, the CEO and the CFO. So people have been making a lot of money here, but overall, the Dow is pushing up and over. You got SPY still holding. You got tech still up and over that trend line as well. And then you have small caps, which is still behind, right? This 210 level is acting as resistance. I plan on buying calls if we can hold and break above this 210 level. I do think that small caps can have a run all the way to like 214, even potentially up to this 224 to 227 zone over the next month or two. So really bullish overall. This market is unstoppable. There's a lot of FOMO right now. Keep buying dips as long as SPY holds 590, and I think you'll be in good shape. But hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep pushing out content. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, join the Discord if you haven't. You can ask me in there anything, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.